Hello, Susan. Hi. Thanks for coming to our meeting today. It's a pleasure to meet you.
There we go. I didn't have my audio on.
Hey, Jessica.
Joining.
Hello.
Hi. Hey, Paula. Nice to see everybody.
Going to text Grace. She sometimes can't access this stuff.
John Lindsay from Sunset Strong is also going to join.
But first I want to say thank you all for coming. And sorry for last week. A brief explanation. I went to a petting zoo with my son and pet some goats. And somehow the goats gave me a huge allergic reaction, which you might still see. My eyes are a bit still puffy. Anyway, last Thursday, my eyes were all but swollen shut. So I really couldn't do much. So anyway, I'm glad you guys were able to accommodate rescheduling to this Thursday. Okay, how about let's do a little round of introductions. Robert, you want to start with you? We'll just kind of go down the screen.
Sure. Hello. My name is Robert, and I'm the secretary for POPS. And I appreciate the blue skyline in Sandra's picture.
This one?
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
That's the ocean out there on a different day.
Michael Duran?
Michael Duran, the proud editor of the Sunset Beacon newspaper.
Yay.
Thank you.
Susan? Ryan?
I'm Susan Ryan, currently here representing Sunset Strong, formerly Playland, and formerly a Sunset Parkside booster. And still,
Awesome.
but without an official.
Okay, Paula Katz.
I'm on the executive board. I started with POPS through Save Our Taraval Stops, which is largely inactive at this point. So everyone, Albert and Robert, if you can take Save Our Taraval Stops off your email list, I check that once every couple of months. So just keep paulagiants@gmail.com on.
Will do.
Oh, Wesley, if you're doing the list.
I can do
All
that.
right.
No worries.
Make a note of that. Okay. Paula? Claudia, excuse me.
Hello, I'm Claudia in corner of El Cafe.
Peter? You need to unmute, Peter.
There we go. Sorry.
Yeah.
I'm Peter from Far Out Gallery on 40th and Taraval.
And John here?
Hello, John Lindsay, representing Sunset Strong, but I also have the Great Highway Gallery on Lawton Street.
All right. Les?
Lethong, internet marketer and treasurer of POPS.
And Jessica?
Hi, everyone. It's Jessica. I work for Northeast Medical Services, and I also am on the board of POPS, and happy to be with you all today. Glad you're feeling better, Albert.
Thank you. Okay, going down our agenda here. Just want to talk about the SFPD meet and greet that we did last month. And we had a commander and 2 captains, an acting captain, and a sergeant and a police officer. So it was like 6 police officers came down to Taraval Street, and sorry, I don't remember quite the exact day, but they met at my store because there were some merchants that wanted to meet the police department, but they were kind of, as Taraval is, it's very far and spread out. So I decided to have everybody just meet in my driveway, open air, social distancing. But it was actually a good first meeting in that, I think after Black Lives Matters, I believe that word went out to them that they need to reach out to communities, businesses, and make more of a personal appearance. And quite frankly, it was the first time I ever saw a commander come into a small little meeting like that. That's not the usual thing. But they were talking about, I had discussed with them about, like partnerships with them because their roles are going to be now diminished, and they're going to concentrate more on security and safety. And so that is actually what we as, merchants really need from the police department as well. So I'm just going to try and keep an open dialogue with them. But they did talk about also like merchants that might want to help support some of their youth services. And that's also a good program to, like get things at the grassroots, keep kids out of trouble by giving them sports activities and meaningful projects to do. So there's the SFPD PALS program, which Captain Daniels, Captain Juan Daniels is in charge of. He's over on the Valencia Street Station. So it might be an opportunity for us to do partnerships with SFPD, and also when we're in their sphere of dialogue, I think it also helps when we need something from them. They would also be quicker to respond and lend us their resources. So I thought that was an important opening shot for us to just say hello again in this new light. So that's what I have right now, and I'll look if you guys are interested in future meet and greets with them or merchant walks. Let me know. I think it will be fruitful for us. Okay. So with that said, I'll move on to the next agenda, which is Sunset Strong with Susan and John, and I'll lend you the floor.
So I know some of you are familiar with Sunset Strong, but I think I'm just going to start with how it started real quickly and its mission, and then Susan is going to talk about, what are all the moving parts, the assets of it, and where we're kind of going to go forward. But basically, when the pandemic first hit, we had discussed with Gordon Marr's office and his aides about what we could all do collectively to help merchants in D4. And one was that, people were trying to stay open or offering curbside service or, whatever we were trying to do, we wanted to communicate that to the public. And so Gordon, reached out, I think, to Pops, and through OEWD, we got a little bit of seed money to help build a website, Instagram, get some artwork done by Three Fish, and kind of create something that was there to help promote and educate people about what was going on with businesses in the Outer Sunset. We built a website with a map that has like a business listing where people can go on and sign up and post their business and then edit it and put in their hours, things of this nature. We did the Instagram, and then the focus was again to raise awareness, let people know who was open, when, where, how, connect the local resident, get them involved, get the local residents kind of behind a movement, and just really kind of promote the general idea of that we were all in this together, and to, shop local and help us out. So, the website gets a little bit of traffic, and then I'm going to let Susan jump in here now and talk about, the Instagram, which is really kind of blown up and become very popular and very useful. So.
Thanks, John. It's been great to work with John, and Eric Rewitzer was involved in the beginning too. And people probably know the Three Fish, they closed their Three Fish location in San Francisco because of the challenge that we're trying to address with Sunset Strong, which is to get people shopping locally and keep that happening until we come out of this thing and beyond. So yeah, as John was saying, there is the website, which is sunsetstrong.com, and that includes a directory as current and as thorough as possible. And it takes the business owners to enter their information. It's a self-serve kind of thing, but the more the better. And then with the other assets, the objective is to send traffic to the website. So so we're doing that by, so there is an Instagram and there's a Facebook. And it's definitely an Instagram crowd. The Instagram now has about 2,500 followers, which, in 6 months, that's a pretty good growth rate. The Facebook has a little over 400. So, it's just the sort of traction is over on Instagram. And so it's been posts about, at the beginning, posts about who was open, who's selling online, how just sort of general neighborhood kinds of things, feel good things. Albert had masks at his store when nobody else had any masks anywhere in town, those kinds of things. And then it's kind of morphing into what is open. And every time we post an image of somebody's dine outside infrastructure, it goes crazy. Everybody's, the followers are loving the pictures of the dine outside. Unfortunately, we have a little hiatus on that with the ash and the smoke, but it's sort of now building towards reopening. Now what is opening? And then also just sort of neighborhood boosterism, like Maui preschool I posted today because they're trying to stay open. Any kind of pre-K or private or public school has fewer students, so they need more support. So anything like that, we're interested in getting the word out. And so this is the kind of thing going forward. Things that we want to focus on are to really work on expanding the coverage for some of the monolingual businesses. And Josephine Chow was helping with that somewhat, but that we could really use help maybe from some in this group to try to make sure that we're covering businesses that don't already have a Facebook or Instagram presence. Those are really easy to repost, but to get businesses that aren't already, even with websites, we could use some help, and also with Chinese. So I will, unfortunately, Josephine is not here, but I can be in touch with her. Anything about businesses that are reopening, that are building outdoor dining, El Cafe, we posted about you a while ago, but I think I haven't posted from El Cafe in a while. So it's a reminder, there you are. Personal services are starting to open up. Hopefully the fitness studios are starting to open up. So it's just a question of continuing to watch, and we're out there, trying to observe because we live here and we're out and about. But any help from anyone on this group, you're the businesses along Taraval that would really like to make sure have visibility. We're starting to promote the Beachside Taraval project, the Taraval Strong. I saw that you have t-shirts now. So as you're doing your business, as you're going, there's the t-shirt. Excellent. Taraval Strong. Any of these things. And it would be great to get any input or questions if anyone has about how it's been developing, or things or ideas that you might have.
And let me just follow that up, Susan, with so again, we really thank Pops for helping facilitate this in the beginning, because it really helped my business in the at a time when nothing was really happening. It was I was grateful for some of the stipend that you guys the grant that you guys pushed forward. So now where we're at is that Gordon has kind of stepped away from all of this, And Susan and I are just kind of picking up the charge here and just kind of taking care of this on our own. You know, I hosted on my servers, and Susan's just been like being a monster on Instagram. And so what we want to do now, I think the future is, you know, we're still kind of looking at all the different options of where we want to take this in the future. But I think one of the main things that we want to do is open this up to the entire Sunset, not just D4, strengthen numbers. You know, there's a whole new, you know, all those people wanted to be a part of it, but through the nature of it being out of Gordon's office, it was kind of a D4 thing. But we definitely kind of tried to reach out a little bit farther than that. But now I think I'm going to be away for a little while with a health issue. But then when I come back, we're going to open it all up to as many people in the Sunset as possible and try to actively get them out there. So
Okay.
that's kind of where it's going.
I'd like to add that, well, it was going to be part of the next item on the agenda, but since we're already talking about it, Sunset Strong, Taraval Strong. I have to admit that t-shirt sales have not been super vibrant, but maybe about 15 online, and the t-shirts I sold at my store, I think about 40 or 50 shirts have been sold so far, with about $12 of every shirt going to a general pot to help merchants, but that's clearly not enough. And I'm just wondering if I can, you know, at least do, you know, I can get on your get on that account and then, you know, sell shirts that way. Tell people that we have it at the store, they can come buy it at our store.
So that's the place where they should go, to the Great Wall.
You can either buy it online. There's a QR code that you can order online, but then you have to pay for shipping and handling. If you buy it from us, well, you'll have it right in your hand right away.
Okay.
I carry every size from small to 2X, 2XL.
Yeah. So we can make a blog post out of that, and Susan, I'm sure, can hype that on Instagram.
Yeah.
That'd be great. That'd be great. Yeah.
Yeah, these are the exact kind of things that, you know, funnel over.
Right, exactly.
I'll give our contact to Wes, and maybe you can put it in the minutes that go out, or if Wes is in fact doing the minutes.
Somebody is.
I'll send the contact info.
Our secretary is the official minutes taker, but yeah, we've got all this recorded right now. But yes, if we can get that, you can just message that in this meeting too. Okay.
One other thought, in terms of future, in terms of building traffic and sending traffic to Sunset Strong, other things that we will be working on is profiles on our blog of different business people. So that's something to think about. And also, you may have seen, we had videos that of business owners that Sashi Cunningham's class from San Francisco State produced as a class assignment. They did it, you know, as volunteer, as obviously we didn't pay them. But if anyone knows videographers who would like to do something like that, they were really well responded to. And so that's another way to get visibility and drive traffic. So,
and we're really trying to hit on the businesses that aren't, like Susan said, you know, not every business has, you know, is good at marketing or Instagram or website. And we're really trying to be as inclusive as possible, and, you know, touch on some of these businesses that help serve us every day, but they might not be, you know, on Instagram or on social media. And we want them to get as much visibility too. We don't want it to be just the cool kids in the neighborhood. But we need help. We need help with that. We need people to help spread the word. And, like, you know, there's help for them if they need it. So.
Yeah. If we're speaking about like some of the Asian businesses that are almost monolingual, I did walk the street that day with Josephine Chow, and she, I mean, I'm Chinese, but I can't speak the way she can speak. And she addresses them, you know, like every merchant, every business owner, with all the proper titles and greetings and embellishments, and that makes them feel so giddy that they want to just talk to her. And that's the key. That was the key, is to say, you know, like, Your Highness, Your Sir, you know, and so I don't know if anyone here in this group has that language depth and capacity, but
You know,
so-
it could be though as simple as
Uh-oh.
we lost John. But you know, if anybody else can find me, I'll try to reach out to Josephine. Maybe she has a few more friends that can, you know, help with that particular task, because she was really good. I was totally impressed. Okay,
Looks like we lost him.
I guess we did. Okay, well, I'm going to just move on to the next relevant agenda that was very much related to what we were just talking about, which was the Taraval Strong T-shirt drive. Like I said, we've raised just about, I'd say just shy of $500 so far, and I haven't had a chance to work on a GoFundMe account, but I think that would be the next logical step as well, just to help merchants. I mean, I know things are gradually opening, but there's still people that are so far in the hole right now that they could use a little bit of leg up, I'm pretty sure. So, and even if it's just, I think
He's
Wesley, I think he's trying to get back in.
Yes.
Yeah.
Welcome back.
No sound.
Audio.
All right, sorry about that. I was just going to say that, you know, even if we don't get somebody who's going to make introductions for us or get information from us, if somebody just says, hey, promote this business, we're totally adept at taking a photograph and getting their simple business information off a wall or their menu and taking a nice photo of them and promoting them. So, you know, even if it isn't, you know, a formal thing, we can go out and still market these people, but, you know, we might need help knowing who to do that too.
Yeah. Okay. I can definitely, you know, if I have it, I'll send you information on that.
Yeah, just
too.
give us a list. You know, these are all great businesses that need our help.
Okay, that sounds good. All right. Is Susan's contact enough for getting that information to you guys?
Yeah, I'll send, I have this, I'll send to secretary at sfpops.com, both of our contact information.
Okay. Okay. That's great. Okay. And then, continuing what I was talking about the t-shirt drive, I was thinking that if we can, you know, start the GoFundMe site, that would be good. Having some backstories talking about the plight of some merchants that are struggling and are still not quite on their feet yet, which are many, would help in creating a GoFundMe site, having some pictures, some backstories for that particular drive. The other thing too is that I would like to take the t-shirts and maybe bring them to either the beachside market or the farmers market and sell them there directly at the booths. So t-shirt ad on Sunset Beacon, not a bad idea, Michael.
We have a website. I publish the Richmond Review and the Sunset Beacon newspapers. So we have a combined website called richmondsunsetnews.com. And we average close to 14,000 views a month. And we normally would charge for a page, which is kind of like a blog post, but I'd be happy to donate one for Sunset Strong and one for Taraval Strong. If you want to send me words and pictures or whatever, I'd be happy to do that.
Excellent.
Well, I know where you live, Michael. I'll bring you a placard and maybe you can just make a copy of it.
I live around the block at 28th between Taraval and Uloa. You let me know when you're ready. I'll come by and pick it up.
Oh, I have them at the store. Just anytime you're ready. Okay. Okay, very good. Well, thank you, Michael. That's very, very generous of you. Thank you for helping out.
You're welcome.
Okay. And let's talk about let's just move on down the agenda.
Albert?
Oh, is there more? Sorry.
Are we selling these t-shirts at the farmer's market?
I haven't had the time to do it myself. So I was hoping to see if Angela could put it at her central Sunset Mercantile booth and sell them there. And she said she'd be willing to help out and do that because she does have staff at that booth. Okay, and then so going to the Lower Taraval closures. Well, that's already happened. This was an agenda from previous week, but yeah, that first beachside Taraval street closure on Taraval between 46th and 47th Avenue seemed like it went off pretty well. It wasn't a full mad crowd as much as the farmers market is, but it was a good start, I thought. Very few complaints. A couple neighbors were not happy at the beginning, but their concerns were addressed, and they actually ended up turning around and really liking the event. Everybody was accommodating to them moving in and out of their parking spaces and so forth. As far as people that attended, it sounded like from what Doug Marshke and Angie Taylor told me, about maybe 400 people came that day, and it was about an 8-hour event. So, you know, I think it will just pick up over time. But it's a great place to showcase people that are, you know, able to just bring more eyes to their products, and they can put tents up, they can put canopies up, and so I think that's been a really good program to start. Now we have 2 things going on every Sunday.
Albert, I stopped by Beachside Taraval, and the restaurant, Doug's restaurant, was booming. Do you know if the people who had the booths in the middle of the street sold anything?
I did not make it the first day. I was still under the weather, so I didn't show up. But as far as I can tell, they had some visiting. But like I said, I think this one's going to probably going to take a week or 2 to get some traction.
Mm-hmm.
I went to, and you're right, there was a line out the door of Underdogs 2, which was really great to see. There were quite a few people out in front of the Riptide, and I didn't see a lot of business from the vendors, but I think that day was probably 95 degrees. Was that Sunday? It was super hot.
Actually, yeah, it was 100 degrees that day. It was a terrible day, actually, for that. We had a little, thanks to Angie, we had a little booth there. And Ann was there for a while, but it was not a good day for it. It was terrible.
Yeah. I took a few pictures. They're on our website, richmondsunsetnews.com. So, about 5 of them. I just posted them today. So if you want to see a little bit of what was there.
Cool.
How about for you guys, did you guys see any signs that you can use for improvement? Anything that can be done differently?
I thought it would be cool to have like tables out where people could eat in the street, because they had some, like Underdogs too. They had tables on the sidewalks and a little parklet kind of thing, but there was a fair amount of open space. I thought there were only a few vendors there, so I thought it might have been fun to have some round tables where people could sit at. But the social distancing thing, that would be difficult. But yeah, I thought they're just getting started, so I can't be too critical.
Okay. I also thought too about the tables and chairs. I thought there would be more when I saw photos of it. I thought they were out on the roadway.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm just going to give you on the farmers market update is that they've been steadily getting traffic of about 3,000 per event coming through for the whole event from 9 a.m. to 3 p.m. So that particular event is very, very popular. And I think hopefully by the end of this month, we'll be able to get a second street closure so that we can have 2 blocks long of the farmers market. And we can let more vendors.
How many people did you say, Albert?
Throughout the day, the count has been around 3,000 people that go through. So that's a pretty big bunch of people that move through that farmers market. And again, they're trying to acquire a second block going towards SI. And once they can do that, I think they will be actually self-sustaining as far as being able to cover the costs of their security and personnel and whatever equipment they're renting. So that's a good sign. But I did get a warning from Angie today, which was that if we have another code red air quality day like we have today, they will not open this weekend. It'll just not be healthy enough to have like an outdoor activity like that. So just be warned that might be happening. I'll just bring up some more updates. Is a couple of you, Les and Robert in particular, have been getting notices from people who say, "Hey, Pops has got some PPE, and we want some." And that's absolutely true. I did sign up to be a distributor of PPE to receive it from the city to distribute to small businesses that are starting up again. And what happened was that the program started last week, and somehow the delivery truck didn't make it to my store to drop off any equipment. However, the website went up and everyone was calling me as well. So I went down there yesterday in that apocalyptic morning and went and picked all of it up. And so now I have the PPE at my store. And how the program works is this. I have about 200 face shields, about 2,000 disposable surgical masks like these, and also 16-ounce bottles of hand sanitizer that were given to me by the city. And any company that wants them for purposes of just getting their people secure and safe so they can start doing business can come to my store and requisition that stuff, and I will give it to you free. The only thing that they ask is that I just have to, you got to fill out a little spreadsheet that says you're from this company, you took 10 face masks, 2 hand sanitizers, and 50, like 5 face shields or something like that. So, and that's it.
What are the limits per store, per business?
So I asked Susan Mars, the lady from the OEWD office that is in charge of this, and she told me that they can request up to 30-day supply for the times the amount of employees they have in their business. So I've had 2 people come so far. One was an optometrist, and she has 6 people, including herself. So we gave them proper supplies. And another person was like a hotel cleaning company, and she had 50 employees. And I didn't have enough supplies for that, but I did give her like 500 masks and like 30 face shields and so forth. So it's just to whatever fits whichever business that's looking to get startup operating equipment to be safe. So and until it runs out, I have it, and also, I can also requisition for more. There's no guarantee I can get more. I don't know how long this program will last, but it is what it is.
Did you need help kind of facilitating any of the communications with folks, whether it is, because I know we also have a request from Whitecap that came in at the end of last week, or Whitecap or one of the cafes as well. But did you want to do any outreach to folks just saying, hey, if Taraval businesses need anything, come to us. Here's the program and all that. We can probably put it in the newsletter, if anything. So
bring it on. Yes.
Okay.
And now that is the free stuff. I, of course, sell the products too. I have face masks. I have face shields and everything. Hey, I'm a business too, right? But there's one thing that I managed to get that was hard to get, and I did have to dig for a long time, and I finally got it in stock, are no-touch thermometers. So I don't know if anybody needs those, but I have about 20 now. So just putting that out there. And then, so that's for the PPE distribution. And now I just got a SFMTA update from Jerry Deep just a little bit earlier today. And she says it's starting Thursday, September 17th, from Sunset Boulevard to 40th Avenue, they will start ripping up the tracks. So those areas from Sunset Boulevard to 40th Avenue will be detoured. You will not be able to drive through those areas or until early November. So it looks like about a month and a half worth of work. So just be prepared for that. And they said after that is done, they will move down the next 3 blocks and so forth and so on, all the way down to the beach.
You know, Albert,
That'll be a
on our,
month and a half. It's going to block traffic in those 3 blocks.
It says September 17th to the first week of November.
But you originally said it was from Sunset to 40th.
I'm sorry. September 17th starts from Sunset Boulevard to 40th Avenue.
Right.
So my concern is when they get to the commercial areas, and you're talking about a 3-week shutdown in front of your shop, that's unacceptable.
That is where we'll have to have some dialogue. I literally just got that email at 4 o'clock.
That's totally unacceptable.
Let's make it
3 weeks.
Matter of fact, our gallery is on 40th and Taraval, of course. And I mean, if they're going to close it to 40th in the beginning, I mean, that's going to be over 2 months. I mean, that's where they're barricading it. So basically, we're in a dead end, and then we're cut off totally. Oh boy, that's not good.
But I'm saying, and then they'll move to the next 3 blocks. That'll be another month and a half.
Absolutely.
And it'll be all up and down Taraval. And if we don't make a lot of noise on this right now, this is going to be what's going to happen to all the rest of the merchants on Taraval, all the way to West Portal.
I thought they were going, whatever they were going to do, they were going to do one side of the street at a time. Is this going to be one side or both sides?
I will forward this email to you guys, but when the track demolition work begins at all times of the day, traffic will be detoured at the intersections of 38th, 39th, and 40th Avenue until track replacement is complete. During active construction hours between 8 to 5 p.m., parking on both sides of the blocks will be temporarily restricted to give crews safety clearance they need to do the demo and replacement of the tracks. The center of the road, east and westbound, will allow vehicular traffic. So I guess they're allowing, I don't know how they're working that out. I mean, if they're going to remove the tracks, how are they going to let the, vehicle traffic through the middle? I don't know how that's going to work.
Don't you have that advisory committee anymore, or did that just fall in the?
There is the advisory committee, and I've joined in on a couple of the meetings, but it's much less than it was before. But then there wasn't a lot of activity on the, as far as like merchants were concerned. It was actually a good time for them to just bulldoze and do all the work they need to do. However, with this, Barry makes a very good point, and Peter does too, that, this will really severely get hurt, especially that critical block of 40th and 41st, where there's a lot of commercial activity.
And when is this supposed to start?
September 17th, Thursday.
For how long?
Parking will be returned at the end of each workday along the impacted blocks. Anticipated date of completion for this segment of the track replacement will be early November. After this segment, we will continue along Taraval in 3 block segments at a time to continue to the rest of the track replacement work. So, but we can definitely talk. I'll reach out to Jerry, but I'll forward you this email that I said I just literally got today at 4 o'clock.
Yeah, they sent out their El Taraval project newsletter, and it says that at the very bottom, traffic impacts.
Yeah.
Most people won't read to the bottom.
But if they close both sides, I mean, I can totally see, Peter's very genuine concern that, how are you going to conduct business? How are customers going to get to you?
And they're working 7 days a week from 8 to 5. The time of work is listed Monday to Friday, 8 to 5, Saturday,
Okay, 7 days?
Sunday, 8 to 5.
7 days.
No,
all
they
7
don't say, they don't say 7 days a week.
Well, in the
No, this,
updated El Taraval Improvement Project work forecast, it does.
okay.
Hey, I'm gonna say goodbye to everybody. I gotta get on to my next call at 8, so I gotta prepare for it. Thank
No
you very
problem.
much.
Thank you, John. Thank you for all you do.
All right. Take care, you guys. Bye.
Thank you.
Bye.
I suggest that if you're not signed up for this, the El Taraval News, for their reports, their project reports, you just go on and under the El Taraval project, you sign up. She sends it out every week or
Every
so.
Friday.
Mhm.
I post that report on our Facebook page every Monday.
Okay. Have you got any feedback from that, from Facebook? Anyone complain or?
I haven't.
Okay.
I'm not sure anyone reads down to the bottom to see what the traffic impact is.
Okay. Well, obviously we should have a dialogue with Jerry and her higher ups with regards to this. We got to find some sort of compromise. That's taking up too much space and, choking off that merchant area too much. Jessica, you would be the next set of blocks going down the street. Would you have concerns as well? Jessica? She might not be there. Okay. Okay, I'll go ahead and forward that email to you guys. And
I had a problem unmuting. What was the question?
oh, no, NEMS is going to be the next set of blocks going down the street. If they do that to you guys as well, I mean, I like as far as your patient visits and business dynamics, how is that going to affect you guys if you get that closed down?
So currently that site is closed. We're not seeing patients at that site right now. We are seeing patients at the 30th site for acupuncture, but we're not using the 44th Avenue site.
Completely closed at this time.
Yes.
Okay. All right.
Actually, it's okay for us personally because we're not operating there.
Okay. All right. Well, at least that's good to know you have a backup site to go to. Okay.
Noriega is fully functional, but that new site, unfortunately, we just don't have enough patient population coming in. A lot of our visits are telehealth right now.
Oh yeah. Okay. Okay. So that was my SFMTA update, and I guess Susan mentioned earlier that there was a notice from City Hall today that starting Monday, September 14th, indoor gyms, hair salons, nail salons are allowed to operate to a limited capacity with social distancing and face masks required.
What's the date?
September 14th.
Oh,
Monday.
I'll tell Grace.
Yeah, I hope she knows. Yeah, and so that's indoor haircutting, which will be great. Because nobody likes to get ash in their hair while they're having outdoor haircuts anyway. And as far as I have, that's all my updates. Would anyone like to add anything?
I just have a question. Once a month, I think it's just once a month, but there's some sort of flea market going on Vicente and like 19th and 20th. Does anyone know whether, what it is or whether it's successful?
I heard about that, but I've not been reached out to by whoever that entity is. Susan?
I do know who it is because we have been posting for them. And Jenny from Gordon's office has been in touch with them too, although Jenny's not there anymore. But it's a small group of neighbors. There's about 6 houses who get together. And I think it started out, it's group of people who have small businesses, or they're selling crafts that they've made, or products that they represent. And then they're also having some services as well, but it's residents who live right in that block who are kind of promoting and trying to do it as a way to, pay the bills.
Wow.
In terms of how successful it is, I don't know, but it's sort of like a small block party in a way. Not a party, but what do you call it? Like yard sale, but 6 houses in a row or something like that.
God damn
It's
it.
nice. It's a neighborhood thing.
I like it. I like
Yeah.
it. That speaks really well to kind of like our identity, isn't it?
Yeah, the sort of self-sufficient and small business and supporting each other.
Yeah. Okay. Cool. You get pictures of that on Instagram?
I have pictures of their post of their flyers every 2 weeks, but I haven't had a picture. It's a good idea. I'll go by this week and take some pictures and post the actual sale.
Okay. That's awesome. Okay. All right. Well, I'm at the end of my stuff, but is there anything else anybody else would like to add?
I'd just like to, go back to the track replacement thing again. Because I was at the Merchants of Upper Market in Castro through this same deal with the F-line streetcar. And this is back in the 90s, bringing back the streetcar on Market Street. And it was Muni at that time. It wasn't SFMTA. They wanted to come in and they were going to just tear up the whole area, the whole strip there in the Upper Market area up to Castro. And because it's very convenient for them to, supposedly more cost effective, that they could do 3 or 4 blocks at a time. And I just found that to be totally ridiculous to take it, that's a pretty dense small business community, at least it was. And to take that entire strip and lock it down. And I said no. And that was an easy sell to merchants up and down the street. It was a great organizing tool. And so, yeah, maybe they can shut down this 3-block stretch and do a job that is more comfortable for them. But when they get up to the commercial districts, you go the next block down, you can't shut everything down for you get up to 19th Avenue, down to 24th. You can't shut that whole area down for 3 months. Ain't no way. They can do it block by block. They can figure it out. They did it. There was a wonderful guy at Muni back in the day. His name was Don Chi. I don't know if he's around. I don't know. He's not around anymore. He's got to be retired. So they've done it before. They can do it for us. So, did they do it at West Portal? They didn't shut 3 blocks of West Portal down. Did they?
They shut that first block, I think.
Right.
But that was for the Twin Peaks tunnel rail.
Oh yes, yes.
That was different. But tell me this, Barry, during your experience with that, was there significant cost or delays on their part that,
They were ultimately very agreeable. I had no idea if it cost more money to the city. But you weigh that against the cost of somebody in business having to shut down. This has been a very hard year.
Yeah, no kidding.
For all these folks. And then to add, we're going to have 3 weeks out in front of your business where we're going to make it really difficult for people to get to you. Whereas if they did it a block by block, then your delivery people can get within a half a block of you. your customers can get within a half a block of you. It's much different than if it's 3 blocks of you. They won't come.
Mhm.
They won't come.
Yeah.
Oh, my understanding
Business
is
will
they
totally
were
dry
going to do 2
up.
blocks at a time.
What?
They're going to do 2 blocks at a time?
I want to see them do 1.
I believe that we had talked about 2 blocks at a time. I think they might have been thinking of 38th, 39th, 40th as, more residence blocks, but I'm
Yeah.
really concerned about 40th because 41st, that's a very lively block right there. And
Right.
we need to protect the businesses down there, and then subsequently going down the street, when we get towards the turn, there's gonna be a lot more businesses down that way as well. So we shouldn't just let this sit idly by. We need to make some noise. So again, I will forward this email to you right after this meeting, and you guys can address Jerry and higher ups as you see fit. I will also make my own comments to it as well. Okay.
Wait, who's going to talk to Jerry?
I will make commentary because she emailed me. I'm just going to email her back and express some concerns.
Okay, please do. Okay, good.
Yeah, Peter and Ann definitely should.
Absolutely.
And then the other merchants on the block, like Anytown and the CB Liquors and there's a hair salon and there's the Cara Glass and North Beach Pizza.
Chinese and Thai restaurants.
Chinese and Thai restaurants. There you go. Okay. All
But
right.
they're not going to do anything.
Albert, this is Jessica. Actually, could you also let me know what happens because we do want to put an El Taraval update in the newsletter?
Okay, sure. Well, I'm definitely going to forward you this letter that I got from Jerry today. So you'll see that and you'll at least know what that is. And you can also take the gist of what's happened in the discussion so far this evening.
Yes. So we actually wanted to feature the shared spaces program. I'm trying to get people to apply, but we haven't been able to find an expert to kind of help us walk through the process because I haven't applied through the process. Is there someone that's on this call or anyone who they know that would be interested in talking to Wesley and myself about what it takes to actually apply for the program?
Doug Marshke and Angie Taylor. They both, they were the ones that really pressed forward with the beachside market.
Okay, I will reach out to Doug again. I think he's been busy. I haven't been able to, well, I haven't tried. Wesley says he hasn't been able to reach him. Maybe he has by now, but.
I haven't reached him yet. I emailed him Monday and I haven't heard back from him, but I can also reach out to Angie.
Yeah, we were putting out a couple flyers from with the beginning of that first beachside event. There was one neighborhood sent the police down and said that we're having the event had no permit, which was patently false. But someone's just trying to shut the event down. But now that it seems like things have been settled between the police, SFMTA, and the neighbors, I'm sure Doug would be happy to talk about it because he seemed really enthusiastic to help other people with the knowledge that he acquired from that experience.
Okay, thank you.
All right. Okay, thanks, Jessica. All right. Are there any other further comments from anybody? Okay. Then without further ado, I will say that I motion to adjourn the meeting. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you,
Albert.
Albert.
Thank you.
Okay, be safe out there.
Goodbye
Not
now.
all?